So I see clearly your these are really good drawings because I can see all the different body types. I can see that this one is ecto. I can see that this one looks, I think this one should be meso. I'm not sure if that's what you intended, but what I see, she looks meso. This one looks endo. This one looks meso. And then this one looks like, oh, this is cool. Ecto and endo. So why I said this is endo is because of our hips. Maybe that's not what you intended. I don't know. Hopefully. Okay, and then I see the references you used underneath. Awesome. I see all the analysis you did here. Boxer shoulders, long body, snowy limbs, wide, long body, narrow, thin. Okay. All right. So this is awesome. So you actually even put the information here. So what this means is that you are intending to do a meso ecto with this one. And then this one is supposed to be ecto, purely ecto, this one. Then this guy is meso, okay.
Hi, my name's Tisha Wade. I'm currently an animation student and I'm a birth doula. And this class I feel like was really very outside of my comfort zone. I have more of a background in like fine arts. And so even though it's really out of my comfort zone, I feel like I've been learning how to like teach myself and how to take the lessons that we did here and carry them like over once we're no longer here. I feel like it's easy to like feel like we like it's easy to take a class and like be like, this is so great, but I feel like we have so many skills and so many new like words and like phrases, like the 49th sketch and synopsis, and like everyone has referenced like the references and just different things to like ground us in our practice and to like for us to continue our education. And I really value the way that we all work together. This is like the blackest and most international I've ever been a part of. So I just feel grateful to be in this like with this particular group of people, and also to be like learning how to make characters that, you know, we resonate with. And I really resonated with the idea of like the unconscious versus like subconscious. And I think we've just been like, I've really been learning how to like really think about what I'm doing while I'm doing it, because I think I'm more so of an intuitive artist. And so this has been helping me like ground more in the basics.
This course is now available for purchase on Gumroad. Okay, so you intended to do meso ecto for this one, and this one is supposed to be endo. Now, I see your intentions and the execution is fantastic. Like, I like what you did with this guy's arms. I like how you made his arms short. You know, it made it like really, really appealing. This is a very, very appealing stylized drawing. If I was to fault anything, I'll probably say that you should pay attention to the size of this part compared to compared to this part. And the reason I'll say that is because this part of the arm has it has a couple of muscle groups. It has biceps, it has triceps, it has brachialis and a couple of other muscles, small muscles. I think brachialis and brachioradialis muscles inside of this place. So this one has a lot of muscle groups as well, but for the most part, because when you flex your muscles and you go to workouts, this part is more likely to grow bigger than this side. So I feel like if this part is going to be big like this or small like this, then you probably want to make this side to kind of match. Now I could be wrong because I also need to draw this thing out to see what I'm saying, but yeah, the lower arm usually is not so big. But then again, it's up to you. I mean, there are characters that look, if you think about Popeye, Popeye has Popeye has big forearms. Like this part of his hands are really thick. So it could work. This is just my own observation. It's fine if that's what you want. It's also fine. Then this one, you said you wanted ecto for this one. I'm not really seeing the ecto attributes. I think you're trying to capture it with the arms, but because our arm starts thick like this, I'm not really seeing the ectoness, if that's a word. I'm not really seeing the ecto attributes of that arm. This leg also seems very muscular to me. So I don't know where you like what you intended or where the ecto attributes are for this one. But again, this is also beautiful. I like the drawing as it is. Like it's actually a good drawing. I don't know what you intended, but it's actually a good drawing. I like this character too. Like she's very cute. She's really cute. I like this one. I think this is probably the one I like the most. Like I like how she has a very slim upper body and then like thick legs. Yeah, so this is how I was hoping that you guys would stylize things. So from what I'm seeing here, Ekene is like you understood the assignments. You understood the assignments. Thank you very much. Moving on to Esson. This Esson character is looking good. Like I like the shape, language. I like, he's supposed to be a male in his 50s. He's not someone that repeats himself. I remember complaining about the fact that this guy doesn't have a lot of personality definitions, but you actually nailed this personality. I think you nailed that personality, and the pose is really cool too. Yeah, because his hands are folded. There's going to be like excess skin folding here. So pay attention to those things. I like what he did with his hand here. I know it looks unnatural, but I like what he did here with the, the shape language here. This is really cool. But you have to be careful with this so that his elbows don't look too small. And then you also have to create that sense of rhythm. Remember what I said about interlocking shapes. So if the biceps, let's look at it again. If this is the deltoid, you can make the biceps come out like this and then drop this side. So by doing it this way, you've created an interesting eye movement. From this lineup, I think A is like really working the most. Like I like this A a lot. So when you're handing over to the next for the next assignment for costumes, you're going to hand over this drawing. If you are gracious enough, please try to do like this corrective sketch before you send it to the person. I can, yeah, another thing I noticed, the length of the forearm. So if you think about the hands, right, the hands are, when you fold your arm, it's supposed to almost create like a, if this is the shoulder, the joint at the shoulder, and this is the elbow, and this is the wrist, it's supposed to create almost like an isosceles triangle. Like an isosceles triangle is this part is equal to this part, right? So you have to think about that. If I this guy's hand, the joint is starting from here, it means that his wrist should be here, not here. So you have to pay attention to that as well. I, because of how long. So now, for you to draw the correct thing, it means you have to drop these hands. So let me tell you what you should do. You're going to drop these hands down. So for that thing to be equal, you drop here down. Hi guys. So in the fall of 2025, I got to host an 8-week masterclass titled Ethnic Character Design for Animation, which had a decent number of signups. I got to share a ton of rich information, secrets, industry insights that I used to craft an award-winning character like Noni, Eyes of Wakanda. The sessions were archived and compiled into a digestible course. This course is now available for purchase on Gumroad. So if you are an intermediate level artist seeking to diversify your portfolio to include culturally grounded characters in animation, then this is for you. So this is the guy that I think, this is the one that I think you should focus on, you should hand over. And please make these corrective sketches, corrective drawings. Then I want to show you one more thing again. So, oops. This is deltoid, this is the triceps. So now this is something we need to do here. This is the triceps. We need to follow this stylization that we've done here on this side. So, but because the arm, if you look at somebody who is standing in this pose, their triceps will pop a little bit. This guy is ecto, I know, but he's also a muscular ecto from what you've drawn here. So he has that meso quality. But you see what I did there? I didn't put, like, because I'm thinking about this, I could have put this thing here in the middle, like the biceps in the middle, but it doesn't make sense. It doesn't work that way because there has to be a rhythm. So that bicep will drop. Like if the triceps is high up, the biceps will drop. The biceps and the triceps are not at the same heights or at the same placement. This one is high up and then this one is low, so that they can create that sense of movement. That sense of movement is there. And then I noticed that you went and did a sketch again for the faces. Yeah, this is actually cool. The only thing I'll say is you should I actually like this one. I like this one, funny enough. This one. I like how everything is just simple. Yeah, this one too is also cool. But it's still leaning towards your conscious style. You know, you have a very conscious style. So you need to I mean, I'm not trying to change, your perception as an artist, because at the end of the day, every artist is different. Like we're all going to see things differently. But my advice is to try to challenge yourself to break that consciousness. The more you break the consciousness, the more you surprise yourself. And character design, it also comes with surprises. We need those surprise moments. I like this one. I think I like this one the most. Okay, look at your blind drawings now. You see your blind drawings, they look too perfect. It still looks perfect. That's exactly what I'm saying. You're not really surprising yourself. I've never done a blind drawing that is symmetrical. Blind drawings are not symmetrical. Look at this. All these things are symmetrical. There's no way you would do a blind drawing and to be symmetrical like this. So something is off there. You need to keep pushing, keep pushing. Like this is way different, like much better, than what I saw from you last week. But yes, you're getting there. You're still getting there. You need to keep pushing, pushing. But this one is really good. I like this one a lot. I like what you did with her cheeks. I like how you shortened her chin. Yeah, this is cool. Well done.